Good evening and welcome to the Hindu webinar. The topic that we are discussing today is the new draft B.Pharma syllabus. We are discussing whether this syllabus is making our graduates market ready. We have with us panelists from ranging, we have a whole range of panelists today. The first time that we are having 6 panelists. So we have people from the academic section, people who are from the market, and people from the Pharmacy Council itself. Let me introduce you to our panelists today. We welcome Professor Javed Ali. He is a professor and head of Department of Pharmaceuticals, School of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. He is also in charge of IP Management Cell in Jamia Hamdard. We also welcome Professor Ramesh K. Goyal. He's VC Delhi Pharmaceutical Science and Research University. He comes with 46 years of teaching and research experience. We have Mr. Dinesh Madan. He's chairman, Retail and Distribution Chemists Alliance. He's also member of the Delhi Pharmacy Council and Pharmacy Council of India. Dr. Dinesh Dua. He is MD Dripke Enterprise. His company is engaged in advisory and consultation role in life sciences sector. We have voices from the market. We have Nikhil K. Masukar. He is CEO in Todd Pharmacy. And we warmly welcome Arushi Jain. She's Director and Corporate Growth Excellence of Vacuum Direct Drugs and Pharmaceutical. So since we have such a rich group of panelists here, we welcome all our subscribers and everyone who's participating in this show to please do send in questions and queries. If you can write the name of the person who it is directed to, it would be great. So beginning with the set of questions, Professor Javed, I'd like to start with you. The question is both to Professor Javed and to Professor Goyal, since you are dealing with students directly. Do you really see the new draft B.Pharma syllabus? Is it an improvement on what was previously existing, and what are the major changes that we are looking into?
So thank you very much, Bindu, for inviting us. At the outset, I would like to thank the Hindu for taking up the issue of the updation of pharmacy syllabus for the pharmacy graduates, right? The last syllabus was introduced in the year 2014 by PCI, and that then it was mandated in the pharmacy institution at different levels in 2015 and 2016. And there was a demand from the academia as well as industry to upgrade the pharmacy curriculum in order to have industry ready graduates in particular. And I think the process of updation started last year, where different domain experts, right, from the area of pharmaceutics, pharmaceutical chemistry, pharmacognosy, and pharmacology met at the various region of India. And I was also one of the part of the brainstorming session for the pharmaceutics syllabus for updation as such. So the emphasis was that we should make our pharmacy graduates more industry ready. In particular, the lacking experiential learning, which was not exposed to the graduates earlier, and from fundamental to the advanced topics of the data analytics, artificial intelligence, was also introduced, so that the upskilling of the pharmacy graduates are there. But at the same time, here, though the PCI has taken a welcome step because it is a beginning, and the process will go on for the updation and as per the requirement from time to time. But there is also a need to train the trainers, very important,
Right,
because
right.
some of the topics which have been, introduced for that, training is required.
This is a few of the topics that the updated syllabus includes is new technologies like artificial intelligence, Python programming, novel drug delivery systems. So, do we have enough teachers to support our students to learn these subjects, Professor Goyal?
Well, I will like to first thank for the including me, and also
Most welcome, sir.
congratulations to PCI, and congratulations to you for organizing this event of
Thank you, sir.
webinar. Well, the straight answer to that is that no, we you have to develop that capability of AI and machine learning so that it is effectively implemented. That will be required. But
Right.
besides that, there are many other things which have been introduced. See, when an industry wants somebody to be taken, they they have to have certain basic things like communication, behavior, the value added courses, and also social responsibility. And all
Right.
those new subjects have come in, like social pharmacy and public health, which was never there
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
Ethics and universal thing, that is also new addition. Innovation and startup, that is a part of the NEP 2020. The pharma management in a little different way. Psychological and communication thing, these are the new additions to this new syllabus which has been proposed. And one of the best thing which I have liked about it, I have seen in past many of such syllabus revisions and all that, but the way in which the whole skeleton was made in the beginning and the progressive increase of this subject, there are four domains:
Right.
pharmaceutics, the technology, the chemistry, the pharmacology, which is the basis of the clinical pharmacy, or something which is towards the clinical drug, new development, drug development, and the pharmacognosy. So they have been progressively increased in the syllabus, one semester to second and third, fourth, like that. This is one of the best thing which I have liked, because in past I have seen the syllabus is revised, but they have not taken care of the uniform distribution which is there. I must compliment PCI for that. And the
Right,
very
sir.
important thing, understanding anatomy physiology with pathophysiology. These are the few things.
Yeah. I'd like to bring
The-
in Mr. Dinesh Madan here, please. Sir, you are member of the Pharmacy Council of India. Uh, how are we going to train these graduates if we don't have the resources to train them? These are subjects which are completely new. We've never done these before. So how are we going to train our graduates? Or is this too early to are these subjects too early to be introduced into a UG level course?
Good evening, and thank you for inviting me over to this webinar.
Welcome, sir.
Well, I would not say it's too early for anything. Innovation is the essence of time and it's the essence of today. If we don't do it today, when will we do it? So the basic need is to get innovation into, yes. Are we really trained to train these people, the young people, young students who are coming in to join the pharmacy? Right after their 12th, they get into the B.Pharma courses or D.Pharma courses. But what we are discussing, the main change in the syllabus of B.Pharma courses. Are the teachers really ready for it? PCI and the authorities are always want to be one step ahead, want to give the best to the community, to the industry, and taking all the stakeholders into consideration, and with consultation with all the stakeholders, the industry, the colleges. This course has been developed, and but still in the nascent stage where PCI is still waiting for the comments and everything from the colleges, how they are going to implement it. Well, I would
Right.
say it's a little too early to speak about whether what's going to happen.
Well, I also would like to bring in all the three voices from the market. We have Dr. Dinesh Dua, we have Nikhil, we have Arushi. Is this? I mean, we'll begin with Arushi first, and I'd like to also hear from Nikhil and Dr. Dinesh Dua. You have seen the syllabus. Do we really need an upgrade? I mean, isn't a basic B Pharma course enough? Do we really need a AI or a Python programming into a pharmacy course? And is this something that you would recommend, or is this the demand of the market? Arushi, if we could begin with you.
Yes. Namaste, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank to be part of this webinar. So, on your question, yes, the industry, the Indian ecosystem needed an upgrade, and the changes suggested are very, very welcome by the industry. You know, AI, a lot of people around me, a lot of people have started using AI. There's not just about using AI, let's say in R&D, but there are a lot of use cases of AI that can be implemented in the daily routine workings in a pharma company. Secondly, subjects like NDDS will actually prepare students in understanding different delivery systems, and because India is the pharmacy of the world, and there are a lot of things that the industry also has to step up. And how will the industry continue to grow and deliver unless the students that are coming in, unless they upgrade? So this is a very the changes introduced are very much welcome, not only in terms of the new subjects that have been introduced, but also um, because it talks about two mandatorily internships and research projects, right? So this will help students to gain practical experience and develop some level of research skills. So also I feel that the students that come in, they also need to know how to read a dossier,
Hmm.
draft a dossier, and file a dossier, because if India has to continue to be the pharmacy of the world, this is also a subject that
Right.
could be introduced, and further importance can also be introduced on QA and QC.
Hmm.
Currently, it is very superficial. Thank you.
Um, Nikhil, could you answer the question? Is Were you consulted for a syllabus upgrade? Was the market ever taken into confidence, and were you asked what do you need? What are graduates lacking?
Yeah. Firstly, yeah, I would like to thank the PCI for coming out with the draft changes in the syllabus. Definitely, it's greatly welcomed. Um, I wasn't personally consulted, but I'm quite happy to see some of the changes. I mean, I think it's absolutely the need of the hour for our pharmacy degree to, be upgraded. Because I mean, we keep saying India is the pharmacy of the world. I think it's the world of pharmacy,
Hmm.
where our pharmacy degree, our undergraduate degree, should be world class. So
Hmm.
incorporating areas such as the AI, new drug delivery systems. These are not futuristic concepts. These are actually happening.
Hmm.
On the other hand, if you see in India, in the last 6 months, probably more regulatory changes have happened than in the last 10 years.
Right.
So it's very important that our students are kept in line with what is happening from a regulatory perspective. And at the same time, from an innovation perspective, we are moving from a volume driven industry to a value driven ecosystem. So innovation, research, R&D, and then how you use AI to further those is absolutely vital. So I actually welcome these changes, even though I mean I wasn't consulted, but I think a lot of the things that I wanted to see in the degree, in the syllabus, has happened. Yes, implementation is a big kind of question mark, but as with all new things, I think we need to start somewhere. So I think I greatly welcome these changes.
Yeah. Dr. Dinesh Dua, we'd love to hear from you.
Thank
Is this
you.
syllabus that will really help our graduates? Are we ready for it? Do we have the infrastructure?
Good evening, and thank you very much for getting me on the channel.
Most
Uh, you
welcome, sir.
see, you see, before I answer the question mainframe straight away, I'm nostalgically driven to the year 1977 when I took admission in Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, from a college of pharmacy. From a traditional level of pedagogy, simple, courses that we've been doing that Professor Goel mentioned about, to altogether different scenario and a backdrop which we were not familiar with. So, what did the institute do? The Global Institute, promoted by Harvard School of Management, they invited non-engineers, non-IITians particularly, for a remedial course of 7 days to orient us to the case study methodology and the systems which were adopted by the institute, which were shockingly different in a positive sense of the word, right? And then we got into the mainframe after 1 week with IITians in particular and amalgamated ourselves into the system and the flow. So my first observation is that compliments to PCI for having done what they've done. Enough has been said about it. Now, it's a 2080 principle. 20% is the concept, the change which has been brought about, which needs a pat on the back of PCI, right? 80% in implementation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
I think we've lost Dr. Dua again. There's something. Well, Professor Javed, yeah,
I
please,
just
please.
want, I would just like to add over here what Arushi was talking about, because the whole curriculum has been divided into the majors, minors, value-added courses, skill enhancement courses, and the ability enhancement courses as such, right? And that encompasses both regulatory as one of the minor, which talks about the common technical documentation, QC,
Absolutely.
QA, and so on. And secondly, there was a mention of NDDS. NDDS was already in the old syllabus as well, but it has been
Yes.
upgraded with the concept of precision medicine, personalized medicine, and so on.
Hmm.
And when we talk over here, in addition to the industry ready, when we are talking about the national education policy, in these 5 years, we have seen that there was an emphasis on bringing this syllabus in alignment with the NAP policies as such. And one of the concept here is where there is full one dedicated year, that is 2 semester research project to which these students are being exposed to. And the
Right.
concept of catch them young is going to inculcate the research skills and the research ability, and preparing them for the research acumen and the research area as such. That just I wanted to add. Thank you.
I'd also like to come back to, since we are, Dr. Dua, we lost you in between. Would you please like to
Yeah, I know.
continue?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. Sorry for that.
Yes.
You see, therefore, implementation is a must in implementation. The courses are wonderful from a hourly basis to credit orientation to special orientation on induction and industry training is a welcome step.
Yes.
From the industry perspective, having been in top-notch companies all my life, we've always struggled to get the right kind of candidates. And the irony is that you would take a B.Pharmacy graduate, spend about 2 years in reorienting and retraining them to be relevant to the industry per se, all right? And then by the time they're ready to contribute significantly, substantially, you lose them to the competition because there's serious and acute dearth of qualified and skilled student. So to that extent, this change which has been brought about in structure, in course curriculum, induction, as well as practical training is a welcome step. Let's be clear about it that AI is just relatively a very, very recent phenomenon, just about 2 years old. And therefore, you will have to leverage consultants. You will have to leverage the expertise in the industry for the trainers, that is the teachers and the institutions, to themselves learn about application of AI and machine learning per se. The industry is in the midst of doing it. Industry can collaborate with academia to ensure that AI and machine learning is factored in, and a mutual exchange of program can take place to ensure that it percolates down to the students. So just to conclude and to sum it up, it's a welcome change, no questions about that, but I wish they could have included quizzes and continuous evaluation systems like the way they do it in the institutes of management, ABC for that matter. And also, and a greater exchange towards the 5th or the 6th semesters to learn more in the industrial units per se.
Yeah. During this past week, when we were preparing for the discussion, for the panel discussion, we were having a talk with Dinesh Madanji, and we were discussing whether the B.Pharma syllabus itself is enough to make a graduate ready for the market. Whether we should just do away with the B Pharma, and whether we should make it an integrated B Pharma M Pharma course, so that the person who is coming into the market is actually prepared and ready to take on the responsibility. And especially when we are talking about research and project and internships and psychology, healthcare psychology, regulatory affairs. Are these courses that we can do in a semester and get away with it, or are we just giving credit? Are we just doing, we are just giving credit and pushing the graduate into the market, and then we hope that the market makes them, useful. So, Dinesh Madanji, let's start with you since the discussion originated from you.
Yeah, what happens is that generally there is a system of in Indian system of education. You cannot defy that.
Yeah.
Indian system of education is that you first become, do your high school, then you go into a graduation, then you go into your post graduation, and then you go into your doctorate. Now, this system cannot be changed. It took years to make it from 11 to 10 plus 2.
Yeah.
And once that education system is in place, you cannot change it. Now, that would take a lot of things just for the B.Pharm and M.Pharm. B.Pharm, because not everybody.
You know what? The question that we are asking is
To
the
integrate
B.Pharm
it.
course? Yeah, is it too short a time for a person who has passed his high school to then try and do research, to try and do all the basic courses and then get. Yes,
Yeah.
Nikhil, I saw your hand. We'll come to you
I'll
right
just finish my point.
after Madan. Yeah.
Yeah, what happens is that once you are thinking that you can integrate the B.Pharm and the pharma, make it that would be more disastrous, because you got to
Okay.
learn the basics first and then go forward. Now, this new
Absolutely.
course has been designed with the consultation of almost 400 pharmacy colleges.
Right.
What they wanted. The last one was made in 2014. And believe me, when I did pharmacy in 1979, the course, there has not been much change from that time to 14. But now there's a, big change. You are getting an AI into it. You are getting, machine learn, ML into it. But only thing is that what
The market
our
ecosystem has also changed. The market
ecosystem
ecosystem has changed
because
completely.
what is happening till now is there has been a lot of brain drain in the country. The
Absolutely.
moment somebody gets out of the B Pharma, there is not much of a job opportunity, which would be what he has learned in the college can be incorporated right into the industry.
Right.
And whereas the diploma courses, people are absorbed only at the retail level.
Right.
And B Pharma and Pharma are, absorbed into the industry, but they are not industry fit till now.
Yeah.
They have to have some practical training. They have to have some industrial training, which is till now not the curriculum of the college.
Right.
It was not in the course, and the course had been designed in such a way that it had an hourly system. You got to spend this much of hours on this subject, this much of hours on this subject, this much of hours, which now has been like pharmacognosy. 1 year you used to read. Now you are going to read it for 3 years.
Yeah, but research and development hasn't been one of our strengths. I mean, there is no shying away from the fact. So, to introduce it at a graduate level, does that really work?
Well, it should, because once you because the college is not going to make them research it. It's the industry
Yeah.
which is going to put them into the manforce. So the college only gives you the stepping stone. You step into the system, you are a little conversant than what Dr. Dua just said, that we teach them for 2 years and suddenly they leave for a better job.
Absolutely.
So that would not be the case. So the college would
Nick-
be teaching them and they could
Yeah.
be absorbed in the market. I think that's what my point
Thank you,
is.
sir. Nikhil, if we could hear from you, and Professor Javed right after that.
Yeah, so actually, I think from my own experience, I studied pharmacy in the UK. It was an integrated course, B.Pharm and M.Pharm, a 4-year course with a 5th year of internship, 6 months in industry, 6 months in either community or hospital, clinical pharmacy. I think that really prepped me up for the industry, made me kind of market ready in the best possible way. Because it was a very structured course. It covered every aspect of pharmacy, right from the industrial aspect to the clinical aspect to the research aspect and the behavioral aspect which somebody talked about. But but I think that in now that the PCI has taken a great step to upgrade the B.Pharm degree, I think moving forward they could have, I mean, we could potentially think of making it into one degree, because there are enough opportunities for post graduation. Somebody can do their post graduation in a very specific area of pharmacy. They could do it in they can do an MBA. So I think instead of having two degrees, I mean, I know there is historically a system that we've followed, but you know what, the system is being disrupted. The system is
Yeah.
changing every day, and we're not talking about the next 10 or 15 years. We're talking about the next 50 to 60 years. India has an aspiration to be a $450 billion pharma
Absolutely.
industry by 2047. For that to happen, we need the academics to come in line with the vision of the industry. So
Yeah.
this is what I feel. I feel that in the future, I'm not saying immediately, we could think of merging the two and kind of having an integrated degree, and create more opportunities for postgraduate degrees which are more relevant to the industry. I think what
Yeah.
the industry needs today is, we need somebody with expertise in pharmacovigilance, we need somebody with expertise in AI, we need somebody with expertise in medicines information. These are all value creating positions, which
Yeah.
we will require from our youngsters moving forward.
Professor Javed, would you want to come in,
Just I
please?
would like to add over here,
Yes,
because
sir.
at one of the
Yes,
moment you
Professor.
mentioned that this is the first time there is a research orientation. No, it is not so. In the 2014 syllabus, there is already in the semester 7 and the semester 8, there is a concept of practice school and the concept of project work that was already there. But now totally research project has been enhanced in the time duration, that there are 2 dedicated semester to be done. Having said that, there are 2 dedicated internship also, which is going to orient the students toward community pharmacy or industrial pharmacy.
Right,
Having
sir.
said that, in the last, 2014 syllabus, there was very limited choice-based elective system, right? There was about 10 subjects to be chosen according to the orientation and the interest of the student. But now there is a whole bucket of electives which can be chosen by the candidate, and as per the orientation and as per the interest, they may enter into in area of pharmacovigilance, or the area of a CRO, or a regulatory body, or industry, or herbal industry and technology and so on. So the concept is already was existing, but that has been expanded. Number one. Number
Correct.
two is that there was a discussion on integrating the M.Pharm with B.Pharm. I think, in my
Yes.
opinion, because M.Pharm is very dedicated specialization courses where the student orient themselves in the area of, say, industrial pharmacy or pharmaceutical technology or cosmeceuticals or, say, pharmacognosy and so on. So integrating them and then teaching them to the students who are not interested in other domain will make something mess over here.
You have,
So right
yeah.
now
You'll
the
have to very
dedicated,
diffuse.
yeah, that is there. Yes.
Yeah. Professor Goel, please.
Yes. See, when it comes to research and development, as rightly pointed out by Professor Javed Ali, it was there in 2014 also. But one thing
Right.
I would like to tell, that with respect to research, it doesn't mean a new drug discovery or new discovery only. See, when we give R&D, any project, it trains the student how to undertake any project, how to have the objectives laid down, methodology to be developed, results, and then how to interpret. All these things get incorporated in that. And then we are talking industry. Now, when it comes to pharma industry, it doesn't mean that only the manufacturing side, the technology side. We are forgetting another big responsibility, that is the clinical part, hospital pharmacy, community pharmacy. These are important domains. In some countries, pharmacy means it is meant for that. If you go to Malaysia, to Canada, they are more clinical oriented. And I have 48 years experience, and in 40 years I have seen continuously there has been debate that at least there has to be B.Pharm with two specializations at least, industrial and the clinical. Now there has been always a debate. I will not go into that controversy, but certainly the syllabus which has been given has incorporated both. And there was in 1954 when John Otian told that pharmacists are overeducated and underutilized.
Yes,
Well, yes,
we, we'll
yes,
come to
it is
that. Yes,
there.
absolutely. That's another
And
discussion altogether.
yes, so this is going on. So R&D, yes, it has to be given, but if it is there, it is nothing wrong. And
Yeah.
there can be a base for it, and it will be easy sale during the PG and PhD.
Yes, sir. Dr. Dua?
Yeah, I'll take a leaf out of, I'll have a slightly divergent view on the whole issue. You see, I'll take a leaf out of IITs, wherein they have two sets of courses for the undergrads. One is a 4-year regular course, and the other one is consolidated 5-year course. In the 4-year course, it's life as usual. You do whatever you have to do as per the set curriculum, with induction and training in the industry as well, at least for 6 months, if not more. Whereas there is a different stream of 5 years, wherein the fifth year, specialized training is given in the area of specialization, which makes the students very, very industry ready in terms of their skill level, knowledge level, and communication. And currently, of course, AI and machine learning as well. So I would suggest industry, for example, does not get the right kind of people at the undergrad level. Make a beeline to about 5, 6 reputed pharmacy colleges and take 80% of our students from there to make sure
Right.
that we get them industry ready and they are able to contribute in 6 to 9 months or a year as compared to 2 months in the case of the regular students. So therefore, this change which has been brought about would be served the cause very well if you have an integrated 5-year course rather than having a 4-year course. And the last year should be dedicated to the specialization, whether it's pharmaceutical industry, which is almost 70% employer of the B pharmacy students, or the clinical pharmacology, as Dr. Goel said very categorically. So, in my opinion, a 5-year integrated course would be the answer rather than amalgamating M.Pharm and B.Pharm.
Right, right. We'll also come back to a very important question, which is really at the heart of the issue. Does the Indian market have enough space for our graduate students once they come out? Or also, are we utilizing these graduates well enough, or are we just losing them to the international market? Professor Ali, I'd like to start with you, please.
I think, the pharma company, we have, the representative from the pharma industry field as well. And I think they will be more appropriately answering it and supporting what I'm saying here. The pharma industry is growing, right? And accordingly, there is no, deficiency in the opportunities available for the pharmacy graduates as such, right? Here in our school also, we are always getting students getting their position in the pharma industry after they graduate according to their interest, right? And some of them, they join higher education, but most of them also join pharma industry. So most importantly, the aspirants going for the higher education internationally are much lesser as compared to the Indian graduates joining Indian pharma companies as such.
So, are we able to, the money that we have invested, the resources, the infrastructure, the time that we have invested into these graduates, is India able to, get back what we have invested into these young people? Is our
Investment
industry, is
investment
our
in what sense you're talking about? Because the investment as compared to the medical education or
absolutely, yes.
education in IITs,
No,
the pharma.
I'm talking only about the pharmaceutical industry.
I'm
Are
talking
we
about
able to
in
get
terms of financial investment in the course, which is
financial
being.
infrastructure, time, resource, teachers, everything goes into making a graduate. It's not an
Right,
isolated
correctly.
incident that has happened.
Yeah,
So,
that is right.
are
Right,
we,
when we
Is it?
compare it with the engineering graduates or the medical graduates in particular, I think we are rationally utilizing the resources which you are talking about, whether it is the infrastructure or finances, right, or the intelligence which we are using about it, right?
Okay. Uh, yeah.
There,
Sorry.
can I?
Yeah,
Okay.
Professor Goel, yes, please.
Okay.
Arushi, I'm just
See,
coming to
when it
you.
comes to,
Answer, I'm just coming to you.
okay,
Professor Goel.
I will answer your question. See, as far as the opportunities for the pharmacy graduate go, in India, we consider mainly for industry. And when it
Yes.
comes to industry, yes, the new syllabus, which has given some good additions, including what we say AI, ML, and other things also, the opportunities are there. But many times, like if you take biotech based pharma industry, now there in if you compare the syllabus in 2014, it was not that good, but now with the addition of new curricula and there are many topics, that is definitely going to help. Now when
Okay.
it comes to the other industry, see, hospital is also a very important domain.
Yes.
Community
Yes.
pharmacy is also important. So if you consider that way, previously pharmacy practice was given, but with the addition of pharmacovigilance, see, many are getting job after for the pharmacovigilance, ADR reporting,
Hmm.
and pharma drug regulatory affairs. So these topics previously in 2014 were either weak or not in a
Not at
proper way.
all.
Like even that facility designing, industry pharmacy and facility design. You see, it's a good thing which has happened. So definitely with this syllabus, the long term achievements will be better. Even like
Hmm.
biotech, pharma, it is going to be the future. And with the addition, if we make it right now with the pharmacy graduates, they will be more employable. This is what is my personal feeling.
Arushi, will come to
Yeah.
you.
Yes. So I would like to say that I echo with what Professor Goel is saying, that number one, of course, the pharmacy graduates with the upgraded syllabus can be absorbed, can be utilized in the clinical pharmacies, in hospitals, in community pharmacies. Also, but however, also having said that, there's a lot of scope to utilize the talent in the industry as well, in the manufacturing side, on the research side, you know, and so many more different areas, because the global market is growing, and India wants to take a big pie, continue to take a big pie, and the regulations in India are also revolving faster now than ever. Um, Same as we talk about the global regulations. So, in order to not just comply but to take a leader position of leader, the Indian ecosystem, the pharma market needs more graduates and needs more able graduates, who will now be more equipped with holistic internships and research projects and new curriculum. So, to your question, yes, it'll definitely help, and I think even if the number of students are increasing, that'll all of them will be could be easily
We
consumed in
need
the
them,
Indian
is what you're
ecosystem.
trying to say. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Mr. Madan and then Dr. Dua.
Yeah. I have been in this pharmaceutical business or trade or systems for last over almost about 50 years now. And if you will see then how many number of graduates we are getting every year, looking at the colleges, there are about 400 colleges, about 25,000 graduates, and equal number of diploma holders. I
Yes.
have till date not, we have very rarely seen anybody not getting a job after finishing, because the regulation in this, the rules and regulation in the country for even handling any medicine a pharmacist is required. India is still not producing as many pharmacists as are required, because every shop in the country, the retail shop, their education level can be diploma minimum, and the industry, wherever there could be, the hospitals has to have at least a diploma holder. They can have a degree holder or a postgraduate, but every industry unit needs a pharmacist. And mostly when you go into the industrial level, they have, the degree holders. What is happening till date was that they get into a job. But now with the well-trained system or with the new curriculum, new syllabus, they would be able to, the industry would be able to make use of them and faster, absorb them faster. And in years to come,
Right.
I'm not talking about 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, but years to come, India will keep getting new pharmacists and the industry will keep on growing, which has been growing at a tremendous pace already. So
Yeah.
there are job opportunities all over the country for all our pharmacists.
Okay. Can I bring in Dr. Dua, please? Also, I want to know, it's not just about getting a job. It's also to ensure that what you have learned, you are getting the quality of the job is at par with what you have learned and what you have put in. It's not just a job that we are talking about. So, is that quality being made available to our graduates now?
Bindu, I'll give you an industry perspective, as Nikhil also touched upon a little while ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are currently a $60 billion robust industry, knowledge driven like IT. And $30 billion is domestic, with 20,000 formulation units and 5,000 bulk pharma units, right? And $30 billion of exports to 206 out of 211 countries of the world. There's not a single country in the world where Indian generic medicines don't go. Now, with this, and the industry is growing at about 12% year on year. Now, with this kind of statistics and with these kind of growth numbers, the industry is already feeling a crisis. 20,000 units. I mean, how many people do you require? Dinesh just what mentioned 25,000 graduates, and in various disciplines, for example, industry, retail, hospitals, and from research-based CDMO, CRDMO, and things of that nature. So, where is the number of people who are skilled enough to grab those jobs which are there in the industry? It's always said that in quality control, in quality by design, in regulatory, in manufacturing, you're always short by 25-30% of the manpower, skilled manpower that you require. So with this
Right.
backdrop, first of all, earlier what you said, Bindu, the fact of life is that we did not find skilled people. The graduates needed to be trained for about 2 years before they were ready to contribute to the organization. However, with this new curriculum, if it's implemented in letter and spirit, and the training given is adequate enough through collaborations, right? I'm sure entry level salaries for a B.Pharm today are in the region of 3 to 5 lakhs, right? With this new course curriculum rightly implemented, it'll jump by at least about 2 to 3 lakhs, if not more. And of
Yeah.
course, industry will stand to benefit very significantly in terms of getting skilled and knowledgeable people, and the gestation period for these graduates to be internalized into various critical departments of the business are humongous. Secondly, another issue that you raised, Bindu, was that are we losing these grads to the foreign countries? No, the answer is absolutely not. The foreign countries take experienced personnel who spent
Yeah.
at least about 5 to 10 years, if not more, to man the positions in their departments. So, all in all, I would sum up by saying that this new course, if implemented robustly in letter and spirit, can lead to a dynamic change which will lead to a much greater employability and higher remuneration for the students. Value for money. It'll be payback time to the academia as well in a big way.
Yeah. Nikhil, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with Professor Dua on that. I think the entry level salary is something that is going to go up after the new course, no doubt. I think there are enough job opportunities for our pharmacy graduates. I think the quality of those jobs is also very important. We don't want our B farms to just be so-called production chemists. There are so many
Absolutely.
other
Yeah.
areas
Yeah.
within the pharma industry which where uh, we need young graduates in different areas, as I mentioned a bit earlier on. So I think this will kind of diversify some of the job opportunities for our graduates, and will allow a better market readiness for them. And one way of also doing it, we talked about implementation, is having really strong industry academia partnerships, where we could share expertise when it comes to areas like AI and new drug delivery systems and all of that, where the industry has done quite well in the last few years. I think the gap can be bridged there, and I think that will help better implement the new curriculum.
Okay, we have an avalanche of questions from our audience, most of which I hope we have been able to answer. We have Vijay Singh, who asked, "Is India well prepared for better prospects and to offer world-class courses in the pharmacy sector? Does this offer value for money?" Which again I think we have talked about. Sanjay Payer says, "Does the new syllabus bring a paradigm shift in the skill-based learning component?" Again, it's a topic that we've touched upon and we've talked about. Abdul Muhim says, "A major problem today," because let's take this question, in fact, "a major problem today is difficulty of finding suitable employment after graduation," which is exactly what we were talking about, even with a strong skill set. He says, "I know brilliant individuals who have excelled academically and have developed impressive skill sets, and yet not they don't find jobs to match their skill. And once you take an unrelated or inappropriate job, it becomes very difficult to shift in a career." So, Nikhil, why don't you take this question? I think this is aimed at you and Arushi and Dr. Dua.
See, actually, here I think I mean that's a very valid question. I think one is we're looking at purely the skills and expertise that a graduate has, but actually it's more than that. It's about how good their internships are. You
Yeah.
may be brilliant in what you do in your area, in your domain, but if you don't know how to work in a team, for example, you don't know how to conduct yourself, in a group, how to excel in a group, then you will have difficulties. So I think internships and behaviors at work, kind of work ethics, I think is very important. And we've seen brilliant graduates come and not make it. We've seen graduates who are not as academically sharp as the others, but still make it big time. So I think the behaviors are important, and the internship plays a very important role. I think there also needs to be a robust structure for the internships. There needs to be some kind of framework for this also, so that there is some kind of consistency in the quality of the internships that are provided. So I think that's, I think, one of the reasons why I think some don't make it to where they want to be. And I think but yes, that's a very valid question. And I think I mean, the industry is doing, I think it's bit trying to bridge this gap. But I think a lot of work has to be done by us coming together with academia and really having a system in place so that our youngsters really benefit and get good
Hmm.
job opportunities.
So it's a win-win for both the industry and the graduate. If both these sector comes together and then brings out a uniform format of, say, doing your internship, what is expected of you, what your outcomes should be. Arushi, would you like to come in?
Yeah. So echoing what Nikhil said, I think the quality of internships really matter, and industry and academia need to really partner. And I'm happy to tell everyone that ACOM's last few years we've started partnering and working with a few universities like DIPSRU, SGT, NIFTEM Tanjore, TNAU. So the with the objective that you know that there is a win-win in terms of for us. We're able to get some talent, and we're able to work with the teachers and the professors along with the students on some research projects. And for the students, in terms of them getting some practical exposure, be it in manufacturing or in some research, or in some dossier preparation, etc. So I think the once the syllabus is implemented gradually, um, its implementation will keep improving, and the partnership with industry, as it increases, the quality of graduates we get will get better with better industry exposure.
Thank you. Dr. Dua, would you like to
Yeah,
add?
sure.
Dr. Dua, then Dinesh Madanji, and then Nikhil. Dr. Goel, Professor Goel
I'll
also,
give
please.
you I'll give you a backdrop of both IITs and IIMs, why they've succeeded and why the brand is so huge and staggering. It's simple. After the trimester system instead of the semester system that they have, they squeeze in summer training for 2 months, where industry takes in the students with payment remuneration, excuse me, and with that they understand the student understands the industrial landscape in the ecosystem per se, and with that there is a 40%, and that's a very significant number. 40% of the grads passing out from IITs, IIMs are absorbed by the summer trainers, right? So if you can squeeze in 2 months and do a summer training program for these grads after, let's say, the third year or thereabouts or whatever, right? Then that makes it very, very interesting both for the student as well as for the industry to understand the student and
True.
intake the person. And he also gets organized to understand the organizational culture, behavior, and to, as Nikhil absolutely rightly pointed out, that you got to understand the dynamics of the team management, project management, and so on and so forth, and to
Yeah.
make sure that you galvanize yourself in the team management per se.
Hmm.
You may be brilliant, but you may
Yeah.
not be a person who mixes very well and gets things going. So with
Hmm.
that backdrop, I would very strongly suggest that somehow you squeeze in the summer training as well as last 6 months. There's mandatory internship, right? And that should be done in a manner where the evaluation is done by the industry and not by the
Yeah.
academia, and credit ratings are given accordingly. That will
Yes.
serve the purpose both for the industry as well as the students.
Yeah. Dinesh Madanji, you'd like to
Yeah.
come in?
Yeah, I wanted to come in for a small clarification because I'm quite sure many of our viewers here would be a little apprehensive that in the initial stages we said the colleges are fully not equipped and to deal with the new courses. There are not very many new courses, just a few more. And since the course has been designed by the Pharmacy Council of India in consultation with the colleges, Pharmacy Council of India has already taken an initiative to invite the number of lecturers from the college and to impart them the necessary training and education for the courses which are new in this thing and are to be implemented. For once they are implemented, they are not going to be implemented in this academic year, probably from the next one. Once we receive all the objections and suggestions from the colleges, then that's the time when things will be taken forward. That's all I wanted to clarify.
Professor Goel, and then Nikhil, please.
Yeah. See, I will like to comment on the much debated thing over the AI and ML. That okay, are we having such a vast thing? We are not prepared, or so many things are coming up like that. But see, previously when this thing was not there, a pharmacy graduate was not even thinking. They used to feel that it is a domain of engineers. But with the knowledge coming in, there will be integration of AI or ML with the different subjects. Like if I'm a pharmacologist, I will integrate with the new drug discovery program, target identification. Like there used to in pharmaceutics, there used to be QBD, quality by design, and then you introduce this. So at least at the undergraduate level, you got to know something which is an upcoming field all across in the education. I will not say engineering or in that only, but so by doing this, at least that starting will take place and it will definitely have better employability and better graduates. That's what is my feeling.
Yes. Nikhil, if you wanted to say something.
Yeah, just a couple of quick points. So one is, I think some of, at least from our own experience, some of the best students we've absorbed into the organization are the ones who came for a summer placement. So I think
Yeah.
that really works because there is enough time to understand them, and I think they are very charged up, and they also want to make themselves useful, and they learn a lot. And I think it's a win-win. The second aspect is we have interacted with a lot of pharmacy colleges in the last few years, and I feel many of them are I feel have the right mindset to implement this new course. So yes, there may be a few who feel they don't yet have the right infrastructure and all of that, but the ones we have interacted with, we are very much kind of very impressed to see the way that they were in line with some of the changes that we've been talking about for a long time. So I think with pharmacy colleges, it's about the mindset, and obviously the infrastructure which they need. But as long as the mindset is there, you can make it happen, even if there is
Absolutely.
no
Absolutely.
infrastructure for AI and Python and all of that. It can happen. It depends on how strong, what kind of mindset the head of school is, kind of has. So it's possible. So I'm actually very optimistic about some of the pharmacy colleges that we've associated with, and I can see a lot of hope in this
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah, and we see that nowadays education is not restricted to textbooks or what is taught in colleges and schools. There's a whole world you can explore. I mean, knowledge is now literally at your fingertips. So anyone who's interested, I think, will push. Professor Javed Ali, and then we have Dr. Dinesh Dua.
Actually, just add over what the discussion is going on. During the period of COVID and after COVID, the student, as per their interest, they have entered into the area of blended learning. For
Hmm.
example, the courses which has added right now, like a course on medical device, scientific writing, analytical method validation, which are
Yes.
now curriculum of the new recommended syllabus as such, students have undergone, and because of that skill enhancement, they were able to fetch some of the jobs in this area. Even the area of medical coding, right? By the self-directed learning courses on SWAYAM portal and the NAPTAL, students have entered
Hmm.
into, and they were able to grab those courses. Now it is part and parcel of the new curriculum, and I think students will also add up to the self-directed new courses which are entering into as per the time to time changes which are coming into. That is,
Yeah.
one of the points I just wanted to make.
Dr. Dua?
Yeah, you see, I want to bring in another new dimension to the courses which need to be implemented as per the PCI. You see, all this while, India has been a pharmacy to the world because of generics, very cost effective generics, which no other country can match for that matter. But as there is progression, there are countries like Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, and so many more in Africa who are catching up with you, and their cost base is much lower than India. So,
Yeah.
for India to survive and continue to have the leadership, you need to get into, innovative research, which is
Yeah, you need to get into core research and innovation.
absolutely no
Yeah.
questions about that.
Yeah.
And the top 10 drugs, which constitute 70% of the total $1.4 trillion industry in the world, is biologics. So,
Yeah.
innovation, both in terms of new chemical entities, NCE as we call them, and of course, new biological entities, NBEs is a must. So,
Yeah.
there should be very strong emphasis, fifth or sixth semester onwards, on innovative research. And most of the organizations in India will not survive unless they get into innovation rather than
Yeah.
sticking on with generics.
Yeah. We'd also like to take in a few more questions if time allowing us. We have, yeah, we have a very important question here. And Professor Ali and Professor Goyal, we'd like you to please take up this question. This is Sanjay Pai. He wants to know new subjects would require PCI workshops to train the teachers to meet the expected standards. Now, this is key. How are we going to do this?
See, I think one of the experts from the PCI,
So we did touch on this topic as we began this conversation, but there is there are many of our audience who still like to know.
I think the Dinesh Badanji has already mentioned about that PCI is in the preparation of training the trainers, right? Courses like artificial intelligence, on the courses like medical devices, courses like computer aided design, courses like scientific writing, pharmaceutical automation, and all. So
Precision
these are
medicine,
also
precision
to be
programming.
taught.
Yeah, there's so many.
So many, you know, so you
Yeah.
number them. So I think PCI is going to come up with a schedule of, you know, training the trainers, and accordingly, since he has already mentioned that this is going to take up in the next academic session of 26-27, we have, you know, plenty of time, and PCI should come forward of organizing a structured program of quality enhancement as well as for faculty training as such. That is also there, you know, right?
So he also asks a very important question, which he wants to know whether redundant topics will be removed. So are there any redundant topics which are being removed? Addition is fine, but are you also removing? I mean, this only I
See,
think a student can ask.
gradually, if you see the initial 2 years curriculum, which is moving from fundamental courses to the advanced topics, particularly, right? So redundancy is not nothing like that redundancy, but it is basically making the student understand the fundamentals, you know, which is lying behind the pharmaceutical sciences, and so on, and ultimately, you know, building up the advanced topic. That is the course curriculum flow as such, right? So that is the need also, and directly
Yes.
you cannot go into the advanced topic. So in many of the expert view, it becomes redundancy, but it is basically building up fundamental to advanced topic. This is my opinion, right?
Though we have overshot our time, but because we have so many questions, we will continue this discussion for another 5 minutes, time permitting. Professor Goel.
Yeah, actually, about the redundancy, I will say I fully agree to Professor Ali that see redundancy. It is a very subjective thing. It may be basic to the advanced. That is, it is always there, and one has to consider that way only. And second important thing which I wanted to tell is that workshops are important. I remember in 1980s when there was nothing like a compulsion from UGC or PCI or AICT to undergo workshop. I used to go there and learn, and it is must to upgrade the knowledge, and workshops will definitely help, and PCI must undertake and rather make it mandatory also for every teacher, which is already there in some way or other, but it should be there in a structured way, which I think PCI is already planning.
Okay. We are really pressing
Can I?
against time. Yeah, Dr. Dua, yes, please.
Yeah, I have another input to share with you,
Sir.
distinguished panelists. You know, I've been the chairman of CII Chandigarh as well as various verticals in North India. CII has signed MOUs with all the NIPERs as well as IICT in terms of academia industry collaborations. Now, with that, what happens is that experts from the industry pro bono come and interact with the faculty as well as the students, and steering committees are formed to pick up relevant projects for the industry point of view to make sure that students as well as the faculty get involved, and the outcome has been tremendous. So similarly, and it's all pro bono, mind you, there's no charges at all. So if PCI requests to Professor Goel as well as Professor Ali, if you could recommend to PCI to reach out to CII, FICCI, SOChem, PHP, Chamber of Commerce, etc., and the works, it could be fast tracked with no investment at all.
Can we take another question? This is from KMK Murthy. He wants to know if there are if there is. Okay, I'll just reframe the question. He basically wants to know if there is inclusion of herbal medicine into the integrated medicine program for B.Pharma. Is there anything in the offing, Professor Ali?
Actually,
Is
you
there
know,
anything
if you see the NEP, one of the mandate of NEP is the
Yeah.
Indian knowledge system, right? And I
Yes,
think
yes.
they very dedicated course curriculum which talks about traditional healing practices. This is one of the one credit course which has been introduced, and that's going to cover up. In addition to it, I think the introduction to pharmacognosy in semester one is also going to talk about IKS, and there is also another dedicated course on herbal technology and
Hmm.
industry perspective. So that's going to cover up the herbal industry in particular. That is my opinion, right?
Professor Goel?
Yeah, just I would like to mention a very small comment on this. See, herbal medicine doesn't mean Ayurved medicine or Unani or any homeopathy or like that. Herbal medicine, many of the modern drugs have come up from that herbal or natural resources, even
Absolutely.
Yes.
biotech drugs. So accordingly,
Yes.
there is a big herbal industry itself. I mean, many of the technologies are required. Like if you compare China versus India, the China, they had advancement in the pharmacy, their preparations, their presentations to packing. So if it is enhanced, it is encouraged. I think simultaneously we have 5,000 units, Ayurveda units also, more than 5,000 units. So we wish that yes, it is integrated and it has to be robust.
Okay. Nikhil, Arushi, would you like to participate in this question?
Um,
Do we
yeah.
really need graduates who understand the traditional form of medicine? Do we need them?
See, I
Is that
think
an advantage?
I mean, medicine doesn't necessarily only mean allopathic medicine. You have a homeopathic, you have herbal, you have, kind of Ayurvedic, even Chinese medicine. So I think having a good knowledge of all of these areas is also important.
Yeah,
The Ayurvedic medicine has great scope in India. It's kind of like that is our domain of expertise in a way. That's
yeah,
what we bring to the world. So why not kind of incorporate some of those that knowledge and skills to the students also if they want to pursue that area. So I don't think we should limit ourselves to just thinking about allopathy. I think there are various forms of medicine, and I think we need to put forward all of those forms so that our students can decide which area they want to get into.
yeah. Arushi, would you like to contribute?
Yeah, yeah. So I think yes, agreeing with everyone, Ayurveda can be, let's say, one of the electives, if not, one of the mandatory subjects. But also, I think nutraceuticals and food is also very important. So they can be, an elective subject on nutraceuticals and its role also, because now we see, now more than ever, last few years, hospitals have started a very important role of a nutritionist, and every patient, like in some big hospitals, a patient that is admitted is also consulted once a day at least with the nutritionist, right? So I think food is also medicine, and nutraceuticals could also be one elective along with Ayurveda.
You know,
Professor Ali, yes. Professor Ali,
Bindu, I
Dinesh.
just want to add over here on the
Sure.
comment given by Arushi. There is already a elective course on nutraceuticals. There's
Yeah,
a course on functional food. There's a course on food analysis, right? That has also been, put into the new curriculum. And I think the industry demand will be met in a better way because the industry is expecting to the students should have the knowledge of the same content which is being talked about.
yeah. Dr. Dinesh Madan sir, yeah,
What I wanted to say here was that any aspect of medicine in this country requires a pharmacist.
yeah,
So a pharmacist, may it be Unani, may it be Ayurvedic or herbal or allopathic, anything needs a pharmacist. So it would be very advisable, and has been the effort of the BCI to incorporate everything, because to take up all the aspects of medication. So the pharmacists who are going to be the new graduates would be conversant and almost semi-experts before they leave the college in one field or the other. So whatever they choose in the final year is going to be their field of expertise. So pharmacist is a basic need in a medicine industry, no matter what. That was my point in this thing.
yeah. We'd
Bindu,
like to now, if any of you, does any of you want to add to, so could we bring this discussion to a halt? And I'd like to personally thank all our panelists for the deep dive discussion that we've had. We hope our viewers have enjoyed this discussion as much as we have enjoyed hosting this extremely diverse a group of panelists. Thank you very much and good evening to all of you.
Thank you
thank
Thank
for
you.
you.
inviting.
Have a nice
Thank
evening.
you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to all.